Super boy.
Hey, don't do that. Hey, what are you so silly? Hi, Bubba. Hey, okay, so new weekly quote is tough times don't last, but tough people do. I feel like that's super fitting for what's going on around the world right now. Yeah, we'll talk about good news later, so that's good. Forrest is like insanely hyper once he saw me set up outside, and yeah, that was him. So anyways, it's been a while since spring break. Can't see him walking back and forth, but he's just like, and he stole one of Charles's socks and is walking around with it, so good. Okay, we're on page 122. Skin. I read once that on average, we replace the majority of our cells every 7 years. Even more amazing, we change the upper layers of our skin every 2 weeks. If all the cells in our body did this, we'd be immortal. But some of our cells, like the ones in our brains, don't renew. They age and age us. In 2 weeks, my brain will have no memory of Ollie's hand on mine. Did I say skin? No, I said the wrong thing. In 2 weeks, my skin will have no memory of Ollie's hand on mine, but my brain will remember. We can have immortality or the memory of touch, but we can't have both. Forrest is sniffing the camera. Hi, Bubba. Friendship. Later, 8:16 p.m. So this is where they like talk back and forth. So, Ollie, Madeline. You're logged on early. I told my mom I had a lot of homework. Are you asking if I'm sick? Yes. So far, so good. Are you worried? No, I'm fine. I'm sure I'm fine. You are worried. A little. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. Please don't be. I'm not. I wouldn't trade it. Still, are you sure you're okay? I feel brand new. All from holding hands, huh? Imagine what a kiss would do. ... Friends don't kiss, Ollie. Really good ones can. Research. 24 hours later, kissing is all I think about. I see the words, imagine what a kiss would do, whenever I close my eyes. At some point, it occurs to me that I don't know anything about kissing. Of course, I've read about it. I've seen enough kissing in movies to get the idea, but I've never pictured myself as a kissee, and certainly not as a kisser. Carla says we're probably okay to see each other again today, but I decide to wait a couple more days. She doesn't know about the touch on my ankle, the holding hands, the almost shared breath. I should tell her, but I don't. I'm afraid she'll stop our visits. Another lie to add to my growing count. Ollie's now the only person in my life that I haven't lied to. 48 hours post-touch, and I'm still feeling fine. I sneak peeks at my charts when Carla's not looking. Blood pressure, pulse, and temperature all seem okay. No early warning signs in sight. My body goes a little haywire when I imagine kissing Ollie, but I'm pretty sure that's just love sickness. And then she has like this whole kissing thing. Just go ahead and pause that if you want to look at it. No, I'm not going there. Oh good, there's more. You can go ahead and pause that too. Life and death. Ollie's not on the wall. He's not even at a far end of the couch. Instead, he's right in the middle, elbows on knees, stretching and releasing his rubber band. His eyes don't leave my face. Does he feel the same urge to occupy the same space, to breathe the same air that I do? I linger at the threshold to the room, uncertain. I could go to his traditional spot next to the wall. I could stay right here in the doorway. I could tell him that we shouldn't push my luck, but I can't. More than that, I don't want to. I think orange is your new color, he says finally. I'm wearing one of my new t-shirts. It's V-necked. I've obtained the sock, and now it is wet and covered in grass. And now my most favorite piece of clothing. I may buy 10 more of this exact shirt. Thanks. I lay a hand across my stomach. The butterflies are back and restless. Should I move? He stretches the rubber band top between his thumb and index finger. I don't know, I say. He nods and begins to rise. No, wait, I say, pressing my other hand to my stomach and walking over to him. I sit, leaving a foot of space between us. He lets the rubber band snap against his wrist. His shoulders release a tension I didn't realize he'd been holding. Next to him, I press my knees together, hunch my shoulders. I make myself as small as possible, as if my size could belie our closeness. He lifts his arm from his knee, holds his hand out, and wiggles his fingers. All my hesitation vanishes, and I slip my hand into his. Our fingers slide into position as if we've been holding hands like this all our lives. I don't know how the distance between us closes. Did he move? Did I? Now we're next to each other, thighs touching, forearms warm against each other, my shoulder pressing into his upper arm. He rubs his thumb against mine, tracing a path from knuckle to wrist. My skin, each individual cell, lights up. Normal, non-sick people get to do this all the time? How do they survive the sensation? How do they keep from touching all the time? He tugs my hand just slightly. It's a question, I know, and I look up from the miracle of our hands to the miracle of his face and eyes and lips moving closer to mine. Did I move? Did he? His breath is warm, and then his lips are brushing butterfly soft against mine. My eyes close on his own. Close on their own. The romantic comedies are right about this part. You have to close your eyes. He pulls away, and my lips are cold. Am I doing it wrong? My eyes fly open and crash into the darkening blue of his. He kisses me like he's afraid to continue, and he's afraid to stop. I grip the front of his shirt and hold on tight. My butterflies are rioting. He squeezes my hand and my lips part and we're tasting each other. Ew. He tastes like salted caramel and sunshine, or what I think salted caramel and sunshine tastes like. He tastes like nothing I've ever experienced, like hope and possibility and the future. I pull away first this time, but only because I need air. If I could, I would kiss him every second of every day for all the days. He leans his forehead against mine. His breath is warm against my nose and cheeks. It's slightly sweet. The kind of sweet that makes you want more. Is it always like that? I ask, breathless. No, he says, it's never like that. I hear the wonder in his voice. And just like that, everything changes. It's just one of the little doodles, the butterfly is like, oh my god. Good boy, Bubba. Honestly, later, 8:03 p.m. and chatting, this will be Ollie, and this will be Madeline. No movie night with your mom? I canceled. Carla's going to be upset with me. Why? I promised her I would spend more time with my mom. I'm messing up your life. No, please don't think that. What we did today was crazy. I know. What were we thinking? I don't know. Maybe we should take a break. ... Sorry, I'm trying to protect you. What if protection is not what I need? What does that mean? I don't know. I need you to be safe. I don't want to lose you. Oh wait, I need you to be safe. I don't want to lose you. You barely have me. Are you sorry? For what? For kissing? Honestly? Of course. No. Are you sorry? No. OWTSYD. I guess we'll find out what that means. The universe and my subconscious may be conspiring against me. I'm in the den playing phonetic with my mom. So far, in tonight's game, I've gotten tiles to play OWTSYD. Oh, I think it says outside. Freedom, which is spelled FRIDUM. I feel like this is like when I read one of your papers and I'm like, what is this word? And then I sit there and then I figure it out. Except this is worse. And secrets, spelled SEEKRITS. That last one nets me a bonus for using all 7 letters. She frowns down at the board, and I think she's going to challenge my word, but she doesn't. She tallies the score, and for the first time ever, I'm actually winning. I'm ahead of her by 7 points. I look down at the score and then back at her. Are you sure you did that right? I ask. I don't want to beat her on top of everything else. I tally the score to find that she's right. Her eyes are on my face, but I keep staring at the scorecard. She's been like this all night, watchful, as if I'm a puzzle to be worked out. Or maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe it's the guilt I feel for being selfish, for wanting to be with Ollie even now. Every moment I spend with him, I learn something new. I become someone new. She takes the scorecard from my hands and lifts my chin so that I have to meet her eyes. What's going on, honey? I'm about to lie to her when there's a sudden high scream from outside. Another scream follows, and then indistinct yelling and a loud slam. We both spin to stare out the window. I start to rise, but my mom presses down on my shoulder, shakes her head. I let her hold me in place, but another scream of "Stop!" has both of us running to the window. The three of them, Ollie, his mom, and his dad, are on the porch. Their bodies form a triangle of misery, fear, and anger. Ollie's in fighter stance, fists clenched, feet planted wide and firm. Even from here, I can see veins bulging to the surface of his arms, his face. His mom takes a step toward Ollie, but he says something to her that makes her retreat. Ollie and his dad face off. His dad is holding a drink in his right hand. He doesn't take his eyes off Ollie as he lifts and finishes it with deep gulps. He holds the empty glass out for Ollie's mom to take. She starts to move, but again, Ollie says something to stop her. His dad turns to look at her, then his hand still rigidly holding the glass. For a moment, I think that maybe she won't go to him. But her defiance doesn't last. She takes a step toward him. He grabs at her, all anger and menace, but Ollie's suddenly right there in between them. He swats his dad's arm away and pushes his mom off to the side. Even angrier now, his dad lunges again. Ollie shoves him backward. He bangs into the wall, but doesn't fall. Ollie begins dancing lightly on his feet, shaking out his arms and wrists like a boxer preparing for a bout. He's trying to draw his dad's attention away from his mom. It works. His dad lunges at him fist first. Ollie dodges right and then left. He hops backward down the porch steps just as his dad swings again. His dad misses and momentum sends him tripping down the steps. He lands in a sprawl on the concrete driveway and doesn't move. Ollie grows still. His mom claps both hands over her mouth. My dad wraps an arm around my shoulder. I press my forehead to the glass and grip the windowsill. All of our eyes are on his dad. The moment stretches out. Every second he doesn't move is a terrible relief. His mom is the first to break. She hurries down the steps, crouches down next to him, runs her hand down his back. Ollie gestures for her to get away, but she ignores him. She leans in closer just as his dad flips over onto his back. He snatches her wrist in his big, cruel hands. Face triumphant, he hoists her hand up in the air like it's a trophy that he's won. He pulls himself to standing and drags her up with him. Again, Ollie rushes between them, but this time his dad is ready. Quicker than I've ever seen him move, he lets go of Ollie's mom, grabs the collar of Ollie's shirt, and punches him in the stomach. His mom screams. Then I'm screaming too. He punches him again. I don't see what happens next because I pull away from my mom and I'm running. I don't think, I just move. I fly out of the room and down the hall. I'm through the airlock and out the door in no time at all. I don't know where I'm going, but I have to get him. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have to protect him. I sprint across our grass to the edge of the lawn closest to Ollie's house. His father is lunging for him again when I scream, "Stop!" They both freeze momentarily in place and look at me, shocked. His dad's drunkenness catches up to him. He stumbles back up the steps and into the house. His mom follows. Ollie bends over, holding his stomach. "Are you all right?" I ask. He looks up at me, his face morphing from pain to confusion to fear. Go back," he says. My mom grabs my arm and tries to pull me away. I'm vaguely aware that she's hysterical. She's stronger than I would have thought, but my need to see Ollie is stronger. "Are you all right?" I cry out again, unmoving. He straightens up slowly, gingerly, like something hurts, but the pain doesn't show on his face. "Mads, I'm okay. Go back, please." The full weight of our feeling for each other hangs between us. "I promise I'm okay," he says again, and I let myself be pulled away. We're back in the airlock before I start to recognize what I've done. Did I really just go outside? My mom's hand is a vice on my upper arm. She forces me to face her. "I don't understand," she says, her voice shrill and confused. Why would you do that? I'm okay, I say, answering the question she doesn't ask. It was only a minute, less than a minute. She relinquishes my arm and lifts my chin. Why would you risk your life for a total stranger? I'm not a skillful enough liar to hide my feelings from her, always in my skin. She sees the truth. He's not a stranger, is he? We're just friends. Online friends, I say. I pause. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. I just wanted to make sure he was okay. I rub my hands down my forearms. My heart beats so fast it hurts. The enormity of what I've done overwhelms me and I'm trembling. My sudden shaking derails my mom's questioning and sends her into doctor mode. Did you touch anything? She asks over and over again. I tell her no, over and over again. I had to trash your clothes, she says after I've taken the shower that she insisted I take. She doesn't look at me as she says it, and we're going to be extra careful for the next few days to make sure nothing's... She breaks off, unable to say the words. It was less than a minute, I say, for both our benefit. Sometimes a minute is all it takes. Her voice is almost not there at all. Mom, I'm sorry. She holds up a hand and shakes her head. How could you? She asks, finally meeting my eyes. I'm not sure if she's asking about whether my going outside or lying to her. I don't have an answer for either question. Life is a gift. The next morning, I wake to yelling. At first, I think it's Ollie's family again, but the sound is too close. It's my mom. I've never heard her voice raised before. How could you do this? How could you let a stranger in here? I can't hear Carla's response. I open the bedroom door quietly and tiptoe out onto the landing. Carla's standing at the foot of the stairs. My mom is smaller than her in every way, but you wouldn't know it from the way Carla is shrinking away from her. I can't let Carla get blamed for this. I fly down the stairs. Did something happen? Is she sick? Carla catches my arm, pats my face, her eyes scanning my body for signs of trouble. She went outside. Because of him. Because of you. She turns to face me. 4. She put her life at risk, and she's been lying to me for weeks. She turns back to Carla. You're fired. No, please, Mom. It wasn't her fault. She cuts me off with a hand. Not only her fault, you mean. It was your fault, too. I'm sorry, I say, but it has no effect on her. So am I. Carla, pack your things and go. I'm desperate now. I can't imagine my life without her. I can't imagine my life without Carla in it. Please, Mom, please. It won't happen again. Of course it won't. She says it with absolute certainty. Carla starts up the stairs without a word. Mom and I spend the next half hour watching Carla pack. She has reading glasses and pens and clipboards in almost every room. I don't bother to wipe away my tears because they just keep coming. Mom holds herself more rigid than I've ever seen her. When we finally get to my room, I give Carla my copy of Flowers for Algernon. She looks at me and smiles. Isn't this book going to make me cry? She asks. Probably. She pulls the book close to her bosom and holds it there and doesn't take her eyes off me. You be brave now, Madeline. I run into her arms. She drops her medical bag and the book and holds me tight. I'm so sorry, I whisper. She squeezes me even tighter. It's not your fault. Life is a gift. Don't forget to live it. Her voice is fierce. That's enough now, my mom snaps from the doorway. Her patience has run out. I know this is very sad for you both. Believe it or not, it's sad for me as well. But it's time for you to go. Now. Carla lets me go. Be brave. Remember, life is a gift. She picks up her medical case. We all walk downstairs together. Mom hands her a final check, and she's gone. Madeline's dictionary, asymptote. A wish that continually approaches but never achieves fulfillment. It's like a math term, but she has this little picture and the wish, and it's never gonna reach fulfillment. We'll keep reading. Mirror image. I pull the curtains aside as soon as I'm back in my room. Ollie is standing at his window, his forehead pressed into his fist pressed into the glass. How long has he been waiting? It takes him a second to realize I'm there, but it's enough time for me to see his fear. Evidently, my function in life is to strike fear into the hearts of those who love me. Not that Ollie loves me. His eyes roam over my body, my face. He makes the typing gesture with his hands, but I shake my head. He frowns, makes the gesture again, but I shake my head again. He disappears from the window and returns with a marker. So he's like writing on the window again, but he's writing it so he can read it, so then it's like backwards. But I'm just gonna read it regular. Are you okay? I nod. Are you? I mouth. Yes, I am. I shake my head. Grounded? I nod. No internet? I nod. How long? I shrug. Sure you're okay? I pantomime. Excellent health, existential angst, regret, and an enormous sense of loss, all via a single nod. We stare mutely at each other. I'm sorry? I shake my head. A gesture that says, no, don't be sorry. It's not your fault. It's not you. It's this life. And then she has a little schedule. So on Sunday, more nurse interviews. Monday, mom home on vacay. Nurse Pritchard's first day. Nothing on Tuesday. Then Wednesday and Thursday is nurse interviews again. Friday, Friday night dinner. I think it says what they're gonna eat. There's like 2 choices, but I can't read either of them. And then Saturday is nurse interviews again. So that was page, I think, 122 to 145. Yeah. Good news. Yesterday, I got to enjoy lasagna and copious sugar cookies. I probably ate like 10, to be honest. And I also beat Charles's brother at his favorite game, which is called Tonk. It's like a card game. And I'm trying to explain how you play. I don't really know how to explain it, but basically the winner has to win the game 5 times. And I did a lot of trash talking, and I won, and I was really proud of myself. And then he was like, okay, we're gonna do a speed round, and I had no clue what was happening, so then I lost. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay, and I will see you tomorrow. And of course Bubby comes here to say goodbye also. Let me see his tail. There he is. I know. Now you want to be in the video. He doesn't know he's getting a bath today.